Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 130 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
Fantastic. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Happy
last
Sunday.
day of March.
To the Ides of March.
Ah, crap. Virgin Pulse.
Yep, that's tomorrow.
I don't like that.
I don't like that, Raymond. If this is the first time you're seeing us, this is the Two Player Co-op Podcast. Like I said, this is the podcast where every week, pretty much, two brothers get together when they're not having babies and talk about the world of video games. We talk about what we've been playing. We have some witty banter back and forth, as we always do. We talk about the most important news of the week that we think you need to know about, and then we also do a little trivia thing that I hope I still have stuff in my note because I didn't do any more research this week for a Did You Know section. If this is the first time you're hearing us or seeing us, either way, wherever you are, make sure you go to youtube.com/2playercoop, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on the video if you like it as well. Spread the love, the wonder, the majesty that is Two Player Co-op to your friends. Sean, that's a nice t-shirt that you got.
Thanks.
But if you want to get a t-shirt for Two Player Co-op, you can go to teespring.com/stores/2playercoop. You left me hanging with the fingers. It's too late. I already did the fingers. Your fingers didn't work this time. Also, follow us at twitch.tv/2playercoop. Sometimes we post. We don't post there. We stream there every once in a while and do whatever. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. 130. Every time we get to one of these round numbers, it's crazy.
I just want to say I had a funny, I almost want to call it an ad. I don't know what it was from Facebook the other day, inviting me to pay to have some.
Oh, I did too. It's like, oh, your thing is waiting. I was like, what?
Yeah, I was like, what?
I was like, did Sean sign up for something? And then it's like, oh, if you would like to do this, here's how you do it. It's like, no.
That was my thought too.
Nice
and then when
try.
I actually clicked on it, I was like, oh wait, I don't have this. It's wanting me to have it.
It's wanting our money. We don't use Facebook. Facebook.com/2. I don't even know what it is anymore. It's in the note. I'll get to it eventually. Yeah, we don't ever post there. Thank you.
But still like it, just because.
Somebody views it every week. I don't know who it is. I'm like, are you a lurker? You're trying to see, like, you don't know what YouTube is, and you think you just have to go to Facebook to see our stuff. By the way, I did turn off all screensaver and power settings, so we should not have any issues. Sorry for that there was a couple little audio hiccups in the first 10 minutes of the last episode. That was weird. So there was a couple times where I had to switch to the camera audio, which sucks compared to the microphone audio. Hopefully it shouldn't happen this week. I think I've got everything fixed, but sorry about that. It is what it is. Sean.
Yes, sir.
Jess got me a little present over the weekend.
What was that?
Hyrule Historia. The Zelda, the green one. So now I have...
That was the one that started it all.
Yeah, now I have the 3 books. Do you want to know how much she had to pay for it?
$19.99.
50 cents. It was at the Collierville Library. Basically, never been opened. Had a little bit of like food on the cover. I cleaned it off. It's fine.
It's fine.
It looks like it's never been opened. 50 cents. I was like, yes, please buy that. So now I have the trilogy. Now,
Dang.
I thought I was complete, and then I rememred like Solar was tweeting us. They've got the Breath of the Wild book. Yeah. So I don't know that I'm going to get that.
That would be like a Christmas thing. I can wait for it.
Hyrule Historia, it seems like it's very focused on Skyward Sword. Like a third of the book is just Skyward Sword. I haven't looked through it. I just looked at the table of contents. I was like, wow, there's a whole Skyward Sword section, which I did not anticipate.
It gets more attention than the other games. Probably
it's like how the legend began. But well, it actually began in 1980.
But there's still there's plenty of other stuff in there.
Okay.
I don't know why. I guess just because I don't think that book came out right after Skyward Sword or anything.
Yeah.
It may have even been after. I think it was after Link Between Worlds.
Okay.
At least that was when I found out about it. But now I'm trying to think.
That was 6 years ago, so yeah.
But I don't even know if they talk about that game at all. I don't know. It is definitely Skyward Sword focused, but there's lots of other good stuff in there.
Yeah.
I think it's my favorite of the 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Because the one I got, the encyclopedia so far, I like that better than the art and artifacts. That one's awesome because I spent so much time just reading about the games that I really care about.
That's true. That one was
dedicating
really
like 10 pages to each game, and here's these enemies, and here's a summary of the story, and blah, blah, blah.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, it may not be that good.
Yeah.
But it's not far below it.
Yeah. So I got that. I'm excited to go through that. Maybe I'll take that to Poland with me for some light reading.
Yeah.
Even though that thing weighs like 20 pounds. I don't want to put that in my carry-on. I went to see Zac Brown Band last night. finally. That's one of the there's few bands where I'm like at this point I'm probably never going to get to see Metallica. I've just kind of written that off.
Probably.
But of like bands that I love, that's one of them like at the top that I'm like, I have to see these guys in concert. They were phenomenal. They were awesome. They sound just like they do live. He's so talented. He's so good on the guitar. They did so many covers. Sorry, I sang over the videos I sent you.
There was one. Oh, the boxer.
Yeah.
You could definitely hear la 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 la.
La 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 la. I'm sorry.
That wasn't terrible. Okay.
Sorry for your ears. But man, it was so good. It was so. You've never seen them, have you?
No.
And they played a lot of old stuff. They've got a new album coming out this year. I forgot about that. They just played 2 songs off that. One of them's a single already. Someone I used to know. Oh, they covered. I don't remember what videos I sent you because some were going through and some weren't. They did "In the Name of Love."
Oh,
it was awesome. They did "Kings of Leon," "Use Somebody," which was awesome. Sounded better than "Kings of Leon."
Wow.
Sorry if you're a Kings of Leon fan, but it was so good. They did "The Boxer." They did what else did they do? They did a whole bunch. Their whole encore is all covers. They ended on "Bulls on Parade," "Rage." Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
They did that. They did. It's their set. The only thing I don't like is whereas Dave changes his set list every night because he's got like a million songs to pull from. But Zac Brown Band does too. I appreciate that more than like if I go to setlist.fm or whatever that website is. It's pretty much the same except the night before when they were in Nashville or no, they went Nashville. This is weird. They went like Nashville, Little Rock, Memphis. I'm like, your scheduler guy should be fired. You should have gone bing, bing, bong. Bing, bong, bing, bong.
Now, question.
Yes.
I mean, really more, not hypothetical. What's the word? Rhetorical. Is Zac Brown Band country?
Jess was asking me that. She's like, are these guys even country? I said they started out as country.
Now they're just kind of like...
They're more Southern rock. I don't know why I did that. I mean, it's plugged in and everything. They're now more Southern rock. Like they started kind of country. Like even Chicken Fry doesn't. His voice is kind of country, but there's not
even
like a
when
twang
they
in there and
were
stuff.
more country. I still don't really think of them. Even then, I didn't really think of them as country. They play them on like the country stations, but I don't think they're.
Well, they were like they went through a lot of their songs have that Jimmy Buffett flair to them, like that islandy sound, which is what my favorite Zac Brown Band is. But now and then, they did that one EP or whatever it was with just 5 songs on it. That was the Grohl Sessions, which that was just straight up Southern rock.
Oh.
That's when they did All Right. It was all you'd know if you heard it. Yeah, that wouldn't help you at all. But no, I think they're more Southern rock than they are country.
No, I agree. Fixing it over there?
I don't know why it did that. I'm just gonna say never turn off the screen, whether it's plugged in or not.
Never.
I'm plugged in, so I don't know why it did that. But hopefully we don't have any more audio issues. Didn't seem like anything messed up. So anyways, Zac Brown Band is awesome. So happy I went. How have you been doing?
I've been well. Got ourselves a couple haircuts,
we
I
both
see.
Did, yes.
Late breaking news. A week. What? No. 8 days before it's all over. My wife won our family NCAA tournament bracket.
Which is like being the tallest, I can't say that, the tallest short person in our family bracket.
Okay, yes.
You know what I mean? Our bracket is, I
mean, this was the worst I've done. And then all of a sudden I looked at it today. I'm like, if Duke wins today, I win.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did this happen? And as it stands, I had you too. 0 Final Four teams.
0 Final Fours, yeah.
I don't think I've ever done that bad before.
No.
I almost had 2. I mean, I had a chance with Duke and Kentucky, and then they both lost.
Oh, yeah, I didn't have Kentucky, but I also didn't have Auburn. Like, I texted you and Dad. After watching them in the SEC tournament, I said to Jess, because we went to that crappy restaurant that I'm the only one that liked it now. I don't like it anymore, Hickory Tavern, and because the service was horrible on St. Patrick's Day. And I watched them just wipe the floor with Tennessee, and I was like, they're peaking at the right time. I was like, and I texted Dad. I was like, Auburn looks awesome.
Yeah.
And then when they only got a 5 seed, I was like, that's crazy. I want to pick them in the Final Four. And then I actually looked at the bracket and was like, oh, man, they're not going to get past Carolina. Well, yeah, they did. And Kentucky. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I love Bruce Pearl. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Allie and Connor. I know you guys are watching. But yeah, congratulations, Brittany. Yeah, I went on Thursday. Before Thursday started, I was like in the 90th percentile for my bracket because I still had like 7 of my Elite 8 teams were alive, and then like everybody lost.
Yeah.
I went from the 90th to like the 25th percentile, and I was like, well, all right. I don't even know. Let's see how bad. My percentile probably now is like in the single digits or something. But I got to feel like a lot of people got it.
This was like chalk for the first 2 rounds.
25th percentile.
And
Nope,
then-
22nd. 22nd.
And then whatever the opposite of chalk is since then.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I guess Virginia's still alive, but
you hate them.
I do. I don't know why.
See, I'm the opposite of you. I'm happy for them.
It's a cool story.
Because, you go last year from
totally
getting beat by a
redeemed
16.
themselves.
Yeah.
But
I need to watch that movie again. So, yeah, congratulations, Brittany.
yes. What else? I'm looking at my notes over here. It's all video games.
Well, what have you been
Well,
playing?
I guess that's what we're here to talk about. What have I been playing? Saturday. Saturday morning. I beat Kingdom Hearts.
No, you did.
I had these delusions that I was gonna. I figured out a while ago I was not gonna platinum this game.
It's impossible.
But I'm like, you know what? I kind of at least want to go and because there's some bonus stuff that I think was not in the original. It's not just a remaster, whatever. It's
okay.
There's new content.
Oh, because it's 1.5, I guess?
I guess,
Okay.
yeah. Like, I think there's new weapons and stuff. Now, maybe they were in the original. I just
Right.
don't remember. But you can get, like, an ultimate, or they call it, I don't remember if it's the ultimate
Keyblade
weapon
or
but yeah, the ultimate weapon. And to get it, you need to get all these items that are, like, rare drops from enemies. Or hard to find, and there's like limited amounts in the game, and you need to know where to find them, kind of thing. I'm like, all right, I can do this. Dark matter is like the rare one. There's like one in each world, and usually you have to do something special to get it. So I was going through getting all those, and I'm like, all right, let me go back. You have to take all these items back to this Moogle, little teeny tiny flying guy.
I know them from Adventures of Mana.
Yeah,
That's the only reason I know the Moogles.
And they synthesize stuff for you. And you have to synthesize all these items to open up these items. And then you have to synthesize all those to open up these. And then you have to synthesize all those to get the last ones, which are the ultimate weapons for everybody. And I'm like, well, I got the hardest part. I got all these dark matters. I'm going to try to synthesize all these. And I would go back to him. I'm like, I still don't have the stuff to synthesize some of these super early ones. I'm like, what in the world?
What in the wild?
What in the wild? So I started looking up online, where do I get a power shard or whatever it was that I'm missing. And it's like, oh, you need to, there's some like monkey looking heartless creature in Tarzan world in the jungle.
Okay.
And sometimes they throw bananas. And you need to wait for one to throw a banana, step on it and slip, and while they're stunned, kill them. And even then, it's a rare drop. So there's like things like that. All of a sudden, I'm noticing all these things that are super rare drops. And not even just rare, but like special things you need to do in order to get them to even have a chance of dropping it. There's these little fungus thing. They're like mushroom-looking heartless. And you have to hit them, and you pop them up in the air. And you have to juggle them like 100 times in order to have a chance that they will drop this item, of which you need 20 of them throughout the course. So it's a bunch of stuff like that, and I'm just like, nope, not going to do it. And then I never did beat Sephiroth. I've beaten him before. Yeah. I didn't beat him on this playthrough. I may load it back up sometime just to beat him. But I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and beat it. I beat the game, totally forgot that the last boss is like, you fight the last boss, and then you fight him in his second form. And then you fight him like in the third form. And then you go after him, and then you fight him again. his last form, all things like added up. There's probably you fight him probably like 7 different times, and I had totally forgotten it. Like it wasn't necessarily difficult, but it was just
forever
long. And I kept thinking I beat the game, and then I would get to the next part. Oh, I remember this, and then I'd beat that, and then I'd get to the next part. Oh, I remember this, but I beat it. It was fun. So I started Kingdom Hearts 2. Yes, yesterday, not long after I beat 1. So Kingdom Hearts 2.
And you've never played it?
I've never played it.
Okay.
One thing I forgot, minor spoilers. I totally forgot this but I remember because I watched Jason play it a little bit. You don't play as Sora in the very beginning. You play as this other character who, if you play that game, Chain of Memories, that's in between 1 and 2, you know who he is. There's a lot of stuff right in the beginning of 2 that they throw at you that if you didn't play that game, you're like, who are these people? Where am I? What is happening?
Series is impossible to follow.
So I since went back and just read the Wikipedia plot summary of what happened in Chain of Memories, so now I'm kind of caught up.
Do they make you think Sora's dead or something?
I don't think you would. No.
Okay.
But so you get a little hoodwinked, and you're controlling somebody that you wouldn't think you would control.
Oh, like another sequel I'm familiar with.
You are.
I assume that's where you were going.
You are in this town where. Oh, you would have found out in Chain of Memories, there's this like secretive organization who's kind of behind the scenes.
Are you're just trying to make me play this stupid series now?
Pulling some strings.
Are you serious?
And also, one thing that happened that they haven't really explained yet, or they did, and I just missed it. These people that are pulling the strings, there's a lot of like fake stuff going on with like technological like data representations of like it's like a simulation kind of thing. And I'm playing through this and I'm like, this reminds me of something.
So they just
it's not I'm describing it very loosely to make it
seem
up.
like Metal Gear Solid 2, yeah.
But a lot of it still just doesn't make sense to me. Although I did read this. I don't think it's new for this story so far. I think they did it a while ago.
The story so far.
Yeah. They straight up remade, as far as I can tell, Chain of Memories on PS2. Like, it's not a Game Boy Advance game.
Oh.
So now part of me kind of wants to go...
Oh my God, you're going to play all the games.
No, but I'm going to play through 2, but I may go at least check it out, because it's still...
Wait, Chain of Memories was before 2 or after 2?
It was before. But apparently... They like made it on PS2. Like the original, like on the Wikipedia page, I was like, here's this scene from the Game Boy Advance game, and here it is on the PlayStation 2. And the PlayStation 2 looks like a scene from the original Kingdom Hearts.
Weird.
And Game Boy Advance, it's like top down, 3/4 view, flat.
Like Zelda.
And like, so I don't know if they really remade the whole game or if they just added cutscenes, but the rest of the game is still Game Boy. I don't really know. I never even loaded it up, but I'm tempted to at least check it out. It sounds like it plays kind of weird, at least the original. I don't know what they did in the remake, but it was more pure RPG. It's like
turn-based?
Bump into an enemy, go to a side, fight him there. So I don't know. I mean, granted, I like those kinds of games, but that's not what I think of when I think of Kingdom Hearts. But anyway, I played that game for about 2 hours playing through this whole part where you're this other guy, Roxas, and finally got to the part where like, okay, now I'm Sora.
Starts, yeah.
And it literally fade to white. Kingdom Hearts 2. It was probably maybe close to 2.5 hours. I'm like, I'm just now
get to the
at
opening
the title
credits.
screen. Like it's just ridiculous. But I've played through a little bit. I beat like the first world or whatever. It's beautiful. It's basically Kingdom Hearts. They made it they tweaked the combat a little bit. Everything's just a little bit more smooth and flowing, a little bit more fast paced. And you've got like limit breaks and cool special moves and stuff you can do now. What was I going to say? 2 hours later. I was going to say
Speaking of 2
something.
hours.
I don't know, but it's a lot of fun. Oh, one of my least favorite things from the first game is this gummy ship thing, which is how you travel from world to world.
Okay.
You can build your own ship by collecting these blocks, and you have to put like an engine on it and a cockpit and wings and guns and whatever. But other than that, like you can make it any shape you want. You can put all these different blocks and whatever. But the controls for like trying to build this thing are literally, it's the worst. It's the most frustrating thing I've ever seen in a video game.
Really?
It's just the least user-friendly, least straightforward. Like it should be easy, and it's just not. And the flying parts are really just kind of bleh. Like it looks like,
but you
it
do
could have
control
been.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like it could have been on a PS1. Like it just looks
Okay.
like crap. I wasn't even sure if it was in Kingdom Hearts 2. It is, but in Kingdom Hearts 2, not that it will like blow you away, but all of a sudden it looks like a PS3 kind of thing. Like they totally redid it. It's beautiful now. I still don't really like it. It's kind of a weird thing to have to do in the middle of the game, but it's fine. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm liking that I don't really know what any of the worlds are. So I'm looking forward to kind of just being surprised by that, but it makes me want to just, not that I want to rush through it, because I do want, it's my first time playing it, so I do want to like kind of experience everything.
Yeah.
Probably not 100% it, but it's making me just get the itch to just jump into Kingdom Hearts 3 now, but I'll play through 2. It seems like it's going to take me a while. But I'm loving it. It's a lot of fun. Oh, that was one other thing I wrote down. I'd forgotten this, and I keep thinking, not that this is really canon in terms of Final Fantasy series, but like, hello, Aerith is in this game. I'm like, how?
She's dead.
She's very clearly
Spoiler
dead.
alert.
Spoiler alert. But I'm like, it's just weird to me that she's in it, but I can accept it because I'm guessing it's not really canon, whatever.
Well, yeah.
And then at the same time, I'm like, hello? Cloud's in this game too. I'm like, how do they don't acknowledge this at all?
You're like, well, that was weird. I saw you get stabbed in the back by Sephiroth.
Now granted, they never see each other in the game. They're in different, you see Cloud in the Hercules, like Coliseum world, and you see Aerith in like the beginning town, whatever. But I'm like, how do you have these two in this game and then not even like acknowledge it? And then I was reminded, or maybe possibly realized for the first time, they do, in like the credits, you get like a little snippet and you see them like walking up to each other. So they at least acknowledge it. But
good.
It's not like Cloud's like,
You're
what?
alive? The love
Yeah,
of
they're
my
just
life
like,
is alive.
but at least they have a little moment, and I thought that was kind of cool. I know what I was going to say earlier.
Yes.
I loved Kingdom Hearts, but it seems like it almost seems like it was kind of a proof of concept kind of thing. Like it's a fun game, but it's very basic. Especially now that I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 2, you realize a lot of things about Kingdom Hearts 1 where it's like, that is weird that you couldn't do this in the first one, or they didn't think to include this, or that and there's a lot of things like that. It was just like, hey, let's take Final Fantasy and Disney and just kind of, and then we'll build the story around it. And they end it with a very obvious cliffhanger, which I won't spoil, but to where it was clearly not done. But it almost seems as though if it weren't for that, you would have thought Kingdom Hearts 1 was just let's just combine Final Fantasy and Disney and it'll be a fun thing. But they were clearly going for this whole thing.
Yeah.
But Kingdom Hearts 2 definitely seems like more of a full, legit, like polished game, I'll say. And I just hope, not that I played this game for the story anyways, because I don't even understand it, but this whole Organization 13 that they introduced.
These are the Patriots?
Yeah, basically. Okay. I mean, not really, but
in my mind, they are.
Yeah. I just hope they're not going to... I mean, I know the story's overcomplicated, but 1 isn't too bad, and there's still lots of things that I don't really understand about it, and now I feel like it's just exponentially more confusing.
Well, if they would have just made 1, 2, 3 instead of all these little in-between games and stuff, then I'm sure it would have been a lot easier to understand than all that nonsense.
Yeah. But I'm not playing it for the story, which is weird because that's usually the best part about a Final Fantasy game. This, it's just kind of... It's just fun. It's just cool.
It's cool
that you're playing this Disney World. I don't know. It's awesome, but I'm looking forward to it. More to come next week when I've hopefully beaten a few more worlds.
Well, 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Because next week.
Actually, yeah. By then, I may have beaten it.
Maybe you would have beaten it. Yeah. Anything else, or you've been sticking with Kingdom Hearts? Any more Blaster Master?
Nope, haven't played it yet.
Okay.
I mean, anymore.
Okay. All I really played this past week was The Messenger, Platinum number 30. Shout out to me. Other parts in this game do feel like they're still easier than they were on the Switch. Not because the game's easier. I just don't know if it, like we said last time, if it's the controller or if I'm just used to playing this game now or what it is. But
what it is
so like, remember how when you jump on Manfred and you do the whole kind of like shooter thing? I remember the last section on that, I died multiple times the first time because I was like, the cannons, like I couldn't see the cannons coming at me or something and they would shoot me and kill me. I didn't die one time in any of them. I did finally, obviously, I beat the game, so I remember what the last boss is now. What I thought was the last boss was actually in the Forlorn Temple. Once you rescue all the Phobkins or Phoeb, however you say their name, the little guys, they've got the hard hats.
Yeah.
And they build the bridge. Well, first off, when I went to the Forlorn Temple after I saved them all, I was like, oh, cool, there they are, except I was in the past. And I ran, I was like, doop, doop, doop. Oh, this is falling. Oh, crap, I'm supposed to be in the future. So then I had to go find a portal to get out of there and do it all again, whatever. You go through the Forlorn Temple, and that's the part where you ride up those spears that you do this stuff. And you got to dodge stuff to get to the next level.
Yep.
The boss of that is what I thought I remembered the last boss being. It was the big Demon King with the 4 heads and stuff. He looks scary as hell. I died the first time because I was just like, I don't remember how to fight this guy, and then it was super easy. You dodge his balls, and he shoots fireballs at you, and you dodge them. And then you jump on one of the spear things. You ride it up, and he's like shooting fireballs at you. You dodge them. You keep getting closer and closer and closer. Then you hit him. He falls. You fall down, and you slash. And you do that a few times. And then he's turns into just this giant eyeball with little bat wing things. And you dodge him. You follow him up one time. You hit him, and then that's where the spear rides him all the way up. He hits the glass opening. Spoilers, whatever. And it opens up, like you smash the glass, the light comes in, and he goes, and then the crown falls down. The crown is what you need to get into the corrupted future thing. That was still extremely difficult.
I don't remember. I kind of remember the boss fight, but I don't remember if I struggled with it or...
No, it was super easy, but it's the chase still, like, I was almost like, I'm going to throw my controller. Like, I cannot, because there's that one part where you jump up where you have to, like, if you jump too early, you hit the overhang, and there's a little butterfly. You got it. You jump and you hit it, and then you go grapple, and then you go down, and then there's a blue guy there. You know, the guys that shoot the balls out of their back.
Mm-hmm.
So you just throw a shuriken at him, and then there's one of the green demon things. As long as your blade is charged up, it's a one-hit kill. However, it's such a hard jump because you have to jump over a cliff, and there's a ceiling right above you. So you have to just barely hit the jump button to jump just enough to get over there, slash him, keep going, and then you go from there. Once I finally got the hang of it, I beat it much quicker than I did the first time. I think the first time I beat it on Switch was when I tweeted out a picture of my thumb with a big circle in it because I was holding down like left so hard that it made an imprint that I thought was going to be there forever.
I remember when I finally beat that, I'm exaggerating, but it almost felt as if by the time I beat it, that I probably could have beaten it with my eyes closed. Because it was just, you're basically just memorizing it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, jump,
get a little bit further, get a little bit further.
Grapple, long jump, attack, grapple, short jump, attack, long jump, grapple, attack. And it's just like, you just kind of like memorize it. And
it's almost like when I beat the queen of the Valkyries in God of War. It was like I went into this zone where it's like, I'm not even controlling the controller anymore. My body is just, I know how to dodge this. I'm going to do this. And the other thing that I forgot during that chase, I remembered it as I went through it. I probably died 20, 30 times. I forgot those little butterfly things. You can grapple to them. You don't have to slash them. And that helps you a lot to get a little bit more distance between you and him.
Yeah.
But I beat it, and then I forgot how the game... So you don't remember the last boss fight either? Or did you go in the music box?
Okay.
Doom, 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 doom. And then you get to the end and you fight Phantom. Super easy this time, because when I fought him the first time, I didn't have, because I found all the power seals. Most of the power seals weren't that bad. There were two that were like, you had, like, you'd be way up here. There'd be you can see the power seal over here, and then there's a long, rock thing in front that you can't just go over there. You got to go down, back up, and over. And there's the candle things you can glide and slash and jump and do the jump and all that other stuff. Except they're being circled by these fireball things, so you have to like jump at the right time, and then you kind of go slash, slash, slash. Okay, and then go down the next one, and then you go to the next one, but then you got to get up, and then it's like as soon as one of those fireballs hit you, I'm immediately like, there was two of them that were like that, but the rest of them weren't that bad. But so I got all the power seals, obviously, because you have to. I got the powered up shuriken. I didn't like it. I did the thing. It was
now.
Super
Could you
easy.
go back to the regular one?
So when you go into the shop, if you go over to the not the music box, but the box where you got it, you can switch, but you can't switch on the fly. So you have to go into a portal and switch. Yeah. So what I did was during the level, I went back to the regular shuriken. I did the upgraded shuriken when I got to right before I got to the final boss, because the thing's super powerful. And like I died at Phantom the first time. Do you remember how that boss fight is? It's the one where he's floating around. He throws a fireball and it kind of follows you. It sticks to the wall, and then like 10 fireballs come out. You just jump over him. It's easy. He goes down the middle of the screen. You run up slash slash slash. But while you're slashing, I'm basically hitting square and triangle at the same time. So I'm throwing my supercharged shuriken while I'm slashing him. Does a lot of damage. It keeps coming back to you, so it recharges. So you can throw it again and bam, bam, bam.
Okay.
Then he floats up, and what he does is, that's the part where I can't remember what comes out. Oh, it's like red butterflies. It's like bad butterfly things. And what they do is they turn on this like this energy thing where they move. There's like 5 of them. There's some up here and there's some down here, and they all move. And when they move, there's like the electricity that you have to jump over them, and it's once you get the hang of it, it's super easy. And I beat him. And then the way the game ends is super cool. Do you remember that? Because it's not over, but you don't have to do anything. It's just a cutscene where you and the guys in the cloaks and the old lady messenger who was the one boss. He says, "Let's do the thing." So then you and you go, "Show you," and he does like a Shinkyu Hadouken. It's so cool. But the thing that I forgot, the game ends with "to be continued." And I'm like, I completely forgot that. Oh my God, I hope they do the Messenger too. And this game has clearly been super successful. We got the free DLC coming later this year. I think it's actually coming before the summer. It should be pretty soon. I hope they make another one. But I love this game so much. I should have had it. If I could go back, I would have this as my number 3, and I would have knocked Chasm down number 4 last year. Retroactively.
Yeah. So, Platinum number 30.
Yeah.
What was Platinum number 1?
God of War 2.
Okay, so you had gotten... Okay, I couldn't remember if you... Because mine was...
Oceanhorn. I think that was number 3 for me. I went God of War 2.
I couldn't remember if that was also your first.
No, I went God of War 2, God of War 3 remastered, and then I think Oceanhorn, and then I was just
exploded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I got to 30. I don't know why it keeps doing that. That's really going to annoy the hell out of me. Like, I've turned off all power settings. I'm glad I got to number 30. That's like a big number. And I'm glad it was this game because I absolutely love this game. Like, I think God of War might have been my 25th or something too. Or something. I don't remember. But, I mean, the new God of War.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to play next. Well, I know spoiler alert, I'm going next week to Poland. I think I'm just going to, like I said, I'm going to buy Link to the Past on my 3DS. And just, I want to play that game again. And I'd like to play it on the go. It'll be like the 7th time I've bought that game at this point. But... like, I want to be able to play it on the go. If they would if maybe between now and then Nintendo will be like, whatever, SNES games are on Nintendo Online too.
Yeah.
Did you ever try that out?
I haven't tried it yet.
It's cool. It's cool.
So maybe I misread or read too much into it or something, but when I saw what you tweeted or what you retweeted from, I think it was Wario, did it not say up to a year?
Yes.
But then I feel like what I signed up for said 3 months and then you got to start paying for it or something.
It's 3 months and then 60 days from when you signed up, you can go back to that page and get your additional 9 months. So it's a total of 12 months. They just don't give it to you all at one time,
That's weird.
which is stupid.
Okay.
But yeah, it's fun. And there's a lot of like special versions of the game in there. Like,
So like how many games are on there?
I don't know, probably between 30 and 40, I would guess. There's
Okay.
a lot. Tennis is on there, baseball, like some of the games that we grew up with.
Yeah.
They've got the special editions of Metroid where you start right before the final fight. Special edition of Ninja Gaiden where you start right before the final fight. There's a special edition of Gradius, which I don't know. I'm like, I don't even know what level this is because it looks like the first level. But you've got like, you're shooting like 5 lasers and you're dropping bombs at the same time. And there's a few other games that have those like special edition things. There's one for Zelda where they start with like 255, the white sword, 5 hearts, and maybe like a big shield or something. But yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
You know, I don't play Switch games online, so I would only get it for the NES games or hopefully the SNES pretty soon.
Now that we've got that, I do want to try this Tetris 99.
Oh, good call.
I do want to try that out. We need to get Mom to play it.
Oh, she'll smoke us. I forgot about that's on there. Duh.
Yeah.
Now that I've got that, I can download Tetris Blitz.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Or yeah, Tetris 99. Tetris Blitz is what Mom plays.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I've been playing. I don't know what I'm going to play next other than Link to the Past. I should play The Witcher, I guess.
I wouldn't even bother. I mean, yeah, when you get back.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not going to start it
Okay,
now because there's no point. But I do want to give it a fair shot. I've heard so many good things about it. I've always had a bias in my head because it took so many awards away from Metal Gear Solid 5 that year. But I know it's at least good. I know I sound like an idiot saying that. I know it's great compared to what everybody says it's great. But like there's no new games coming out. No big games that I want to play. Like I don't want to play Days Gone. I saw Logan's over at PAX. He's really excited about it. I know Nick's excited about it. I just don't. It's not doing anything for me.
It doesn't do anything for me either.
Sekiro, I can't.
I looked up a video on that just because I wanted to see, and it's.
I'll wait
you
for
can
Bloodborne
tell it's obviously it's Bloodborne, it's Dark Souls.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know. It's got like a weird just the fact that you can jump.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you can jump in Bloodborne. I don't think you can. Maybe you just fall off edges and stuff.
Right.
But like you jump like it's weird. It almost reminds me of like Castlevania 64 or something. It looks like weird 3D like platforming. The combat looks cool and all, but I don't like the way you can I don't know, something it's Bloodborne combat, but with like weird. I feel like you move really fast. It seems like with that kind of combat, it should be more like slow and plodding, and it's just the two. It's a weird mix of things going on. It doesn't really appeal to me. I'd much rather play. I mean, Bloodborne 2, but it doesn't exist. But that's what I want.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if Bloodborne 2 might be. If not a
PS5.
launch title, well, definitely.
Yeah.
But like, I wonder if it'll be a launch title because there is such a cult following for that game.
Yeah.
But I don't know how From Software works. Like, I don't know how their development teams are. I don't know how big they are. If they've got enough people that were already started to work on Bloodborne 2 while they were doing Sekiro. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no big games coming out. There's some games. There's one game coming out that I cannot wait, but I don't even know if it's coming out this year.
Right.
That just got officially unveiled. It's been known about for a while, but yeah. So I don't know. I guess I'll probably play Witcher next. I've got a big itch. I got a really big itch, and the only cure is more God of War. I want to go play through it again.
Really?
And not have to do the platinum or anything. Just go through the story, go through the main beats, beat it in 20 hours or whatever it is. Like that game is calling to me because it's almost its 1 year anniversary. Now it came out on 4/20, dude. So like, I want to play that game again.
Yeah.
And I will. All right, you want to get the news of the week, Sean?
Yes, sir.
There's not much, but this one could be pretty fun. There is a job posting for a new Zelda game, and I'm very excited about it. This comes from IGN. Monolith Soft, the creator of Xenoblade series and co-development studio, which I did not know this. They helped co-develop Breath of the Wild. I did not know that. They're hiring for a new Zelda project. On a Zelda-themed recruitment page as spotted by Japanese Nintendo. Maybe that's a person. because that doesn't make any sense.
You think Japanese Nintendo is a person?
I don't get it. I don't know. Or maybe it's a website. I don't know. Monolith says it's looking for technical artists, programmers, planners, designers, and a project manager. No hint is given as to what the Zelda project would be, simply asking for staff who can help, quote, create new surprises and emotions. Monolith previously contributed to Zelda Skyward Sword, helping with artistic and graphical elements. However, its work on Breath of the Wild centered on level design for the open world, particularly with regard to topography. Over 100 Monolith, I hate the name of the studio, staff were part of the Breath of the Wild development process. That varying work makes it tough to guess at what kind of game it might be assisting with, although Monolith's interest and expertise in open worlds is a possible pointer. That's a weird sentence. Late last year, Nintendo itself began hiring for a Zelda project. If Monolith is working with Nintendo in a similar capacity to previous projects, it could be a signal that this is the next mainline Zelda game. The interesting thing is if you go to the website where this is posted, apparently all the art, and I don't know this because I've never played the game, is all around, it's very Skyward Sword focused. So, is this a new Zelda game, or are they doing what I want them to do, which after you've explained to me how the combat works and stuff, it would be a complete from the ground up, complete rework of this game. Are they remaking Skyward Sword?
Well, it may not be a ground up remake though, because they may just make it and say, yeah, it's still all, which I don't, but I don't know. I don't think they would do that.
I can't imagine.
It's probably, I would think it would be an option.
Yeah.
But especially if this new Switch that's supposedly coming out.
Oh, that's true.
Is not even going to have the detachable.
The HD rumble, and they might not even have detachable controllers. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I would hope it's not. I don't know that I'd get it. It's not a bad game, but. And maybe it'd be fine. Gosh, I don't know. I hope they get rid of the motion combat stuff and just make it play more like a regular Zelda game. Then I'll buy it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Because I do want to play through just, the story, and it's a fun game, but I just don't like that combat. Not the combat, but if they just make it so you can hold left and attack to do this and up and attack to do this or something without having to actually do this.
Right. It's
a great game. Do we have a link? Not because I kind of want to see what the art.
Go
stuff
just
on the webpage
Google
looks like.
Google IGN Monolith Zelda, and they'll show it to you. Skyward Sword is one of those games that I just now that I know how much I love the 3D Zeldas after doing Ocarina and then doing Twilight and then doing Breath of the Wild and then finally doing Majora's Mask. Like, I love these games. Skyward Sword, I know it's very divisive, whatever you should say, because the hub with the 3 different worlds where you fly down to them and everything. People didn't like that because it wasn't one open world. But because it's the chronological first Zelda game, I want to experience that. I want to, what's the guy, Demise, right? Yeah. There's no Ganon, it's Demise before he becomes Ganon or whatever. Like, I want to experience that, but I'm not going to go fire up my Wii and just do nunchuck battle. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do it. So either I hope this is a ground up rework of Skyward Sword, or it's a brand new Zelda game.
I don't know that I would have recognized this as being Skyward Sword themed, but now that they say it, I guess, yeah, it probably is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It could just be, maybe it's just a brand new game and it's more or less Skyward Sword 2.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
That'd be cool too.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. But I mean, I'm going to be fine. I don't care what they make. It's Zelda.
If it's a 3D Zelda, we're going to play it. I mean, I'm going to play freaking Zelda of the Necro Dancer, whatever it's called. Like, I'm going Cadence of Hyrule. I'm going to play that. I don't care.
But
it's
one thing,
top-down Zelda game.
One thing is for sure is that Zelda is Belder.
Zelda is Belder. I was so in my feelings trying to name my game of the year when we did it between Zelda and Breath and Horizon. I was like, but at the end of the day,
But
I just feel like Zelda is Belder. And I was like, oh no, I just ruined the moment. Go back and listen to our Game of the Year 2017 podcast. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Next up, this was announced a year ago, but it's finally officially happening. The Genesis Mini is coming out September 19th. Sega will release, this comes from Kotaku, its Sega Genesis Mini worldwide on September 19th, it said today, which was a couple days ago. It will include 40 games, including Sonic, Gunstar Heroes, and Castlevania Bloodlines. Sega made the announcement on stage at Fez 2019, its annual fan event in Tokyo. There it announced games for the Japanese Mega Drive Mini, including Sonic 2, Puyo Puyo 2, Shining Force, Bloodlines, Powerball, well that's weird, Gunstar Heroes, Comic Zone, Rent-A-Hero, Space Harrier 2, and Mado Monogatari Ichi. Since a few of these games are Japan only, including that last one, obviously, it stood to reason that the U.S. and European lineups would be different. Later, Sega did announce the following games so far for the U.S. version. Altered Beast, Castlevania Bloodlines, Comic Zone, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. I would like to give that another try. Echo the Dolphin, Gunstar Heroes, Shining Force, Sonic the Hedgehog, Space Harrier 2, and Toe Jam and Earl. In a separate presentation at Sega Fez, Sega said that M2, this is a very, very good thing. If you got, this is me editorializing now. If you've ever seen these stupid Sega Genesis flashback things like at Walgreens and CVS and stuff around the holidays that are made by At Games, where they've got like 30 games and then 30 like shovelware things thrown in there, and they don't work. They suck. They've got these infrared controllers that don't work. The emulation is horrible. This thing is made by Sega. Let's get back to M2. They're the developer behind Sega Ages, and they are creating the software for this device. It is also said that the system will include different regional variations of some games. For example, the Mega Drive Mini in Japan will include the US, European, and Japanese versions of Castlevania Bloodlines. That's interesting because that game was not the New Challengers. What was it called? The New Generation in Japan. And now they're calling it Castlevania Bloodlines. So that's weird. It didn't say if the overseas versions of the device would similarly contain different regional variations, but it seems likely. While Sega was light on details about the Mega Drive Mini in its stage presentation, it did say the 6-button controller would be the same size as the original. I got thoughts. And the games would have a save anywhere function. The menu music for the device was composed by legendary Streets of Rage composer Yuzo Koshiro, which is totally wild. That was not me editorializing. That was Kotaku. Shout out to you, Kotaku. While the Japanese version will include 6-button controllers, the US version will ship with 2 3-button Genesis controllers that connect to the Mini via USB. Original Genesis controllers won't connect. In Japan, it will be sold in 2 variations, with 1 controller for 6980 yen, which is about $60, and with 2 controllers for 8980 yen, which is about $80. The US version will cost $80. Sean, I was so excited for this. Even though I have a Pi and I can play all these games, and I've got Sonic's Genesis collection on my PS3. Like, I have all these things. But they're making another mini console, and it's Sega making it, and it looks adorable. And I just, like, I've got the NES, I've got the SNES, and I've got the PlayStation.
You got to get it.
At this point, I have to. But then I'm like, then Wario tweets out that, okay, yep, 2 controllers with the US version, and it's the 3-button. I'm like, why? That 3-button controller, I'm a Sega fanboy. That 3-button controller sucks.
What I will say is that it is iconic. That was my Peyton Royce impression.
Peyton Royce?
Peyton Royce. It is iconic. I feel like I said that weird.
You did.
I didn't mean
you were
to.
like halfway.
Iconic. I don't know.
Anyways.
It is iconic. And I'm sure if I held it today, it would just feel, well, yeah, we got it. I feel like, here's what worries me, is that I'm fine if it doesn't have the 6-button controller, but what that means then is they're going to be limited. They're limited on the games that are going to be included on it to be only games that you can play with 3 buttons. And that's where, like, just kind of stalling here. Stalin like Joseph. There it is. Like, I don't think this controller is a travesty. I mean, it's clearly outdated, but honestly, it fits.
Yes, I'm wearing blue shirts with. Don't worry about it.
How many
Blue
shirts are you wearing?
Shorts.
It fits.
Unwrap it.
It fits the your hands. Like, I don't have a problem with this controller, but what worries me,
yes,
is there's a lot of good games, especially towards the end of the Genesis's life, that you kind of need 6 buttons to play. And the obvious ones are like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter or whatever.
But that's the thing. Like, they're going to put
you're
Street
just
Fighter
limiting
on this.
yourself right off the bat. You're either going to have horrible gameplay because they're going to force you to use
push
the
the
3
start
button,
button to switch. Yeah.
or they're just not going to include some good games because, well, we only got 3 buttons for some reason. Like, why would they do that?
This controller is huge also.
It is.
It is huge. The thing is, I don't have a problem with the controller. Like, this is how we played the Genesis for...
Right.
Well, probably only 2 years. Because I think Street Fighter 2 came out in 93, I think, for us. So, but like...
Yeah, you're probably right.
It's not the controller itself that bothers me. It's like you said, it limits the games they can put on this thing. Like, so we're not going to get Mortal Kombat. We're not going to get Eternal Champions. We're not going to get any of the Street Fighters. I don't believe that for a second. Because we got Street Fighter 2 Turbo on the SNES. We're going to get Special Champion on this, is my guess. Or maybe Super. But I'm not going to I don't want to do that. But now the only thing I can hope is, since the controllers are going to be USB, they're not some weird proprietary plug like the SNES Classic and the NES Classic. You know, they use like the Wii adapter.
Weird looking. Yeah.
So since it's just USB, can I get one of these Retrobit just put out their Genesis 6-button controllers that actually, I didn't realize this, they added an R and an L button on those too. I didn't realize that. But they are the Genesis 6-button controllers, and it just plays better. Like, this feels cheap. Like,
it does
D-pad,
feel cheap. That's the main thing.
The D-pad sucks.
I don't mind the size, the form factor, anything, but it definitely feels cheap.
And the D-pad sucks.
Like, it somehow feels cheaper than an old school NES controller.
Correct.
And I don't know how, but it feels just kind of cheap.
I really hope.
I think they change it.
I hope they change it. Because I tweeted them, I said, "Hey, big fan, why the hell did you put the 3-button controller?" I was like,
yeah,
even
especially
if you
when they're making them for Japan,
Yes.
like
even if for some reason they don't put any games on there that utilize the 6 buttons, which really I think it was just the fighting games. I think
those are probably the main, but I bet there's some that
but
weren't
like
as big of a deal.
But either way, the 6-button controller feels better. The D-pad is better.
It's definitely better.
Why? It's definitely better. Why wouldn't you just give it to us? So I hope they change it.
I think they will.
Nonetheless, it went on Amazon and I did pre-order it. Even though I have the Pi, and now that I've got 3, I just need to have them all. Got to catch them all.
Yeah.
But either I hope they change it, or that I can just buy a Retrobit 6-button, even if there's no 6-button games on there, which I don't believe that. They're going to put Eternal Champions on this.
So when is this coming out?
September 19th.
Well, sometime between now and then, look forward to a special episode of 2-Player Co-op where we predict the 30 games. I guess we got to do it sooner rather than later before they tell us what they are. They've already told us 10, right?
Yeah.
I think we need to have an episode where we predict.
Let's do that once I get back in town.
What I really hope is on there.
Also, it's the same cost as the SNES Mini, $79.99, but you're getting double the games. You get 40 games.
Oh, there's 40. I was thinking there's 30.
40!
Dang.
Well, there's 30 more to go. They've announced 10. There's 30 more to go.
I thought it was 30 total.
40 games!
What's the big Sega RPG?
Oh, Phantasy Star will be on there.
That's got to be on. I've missed out on that.
Yes.
And I don't know. I think, 3 was like, or 4? One of them is supposed to be like...
4 was one of the best RPGs ever made.
Yeah, I hope.
Or no, 4 was 4 the MMO. It might have been 2. I think it was Phantasy Star 2 is the one that everybody loves. I think 4 was like a Dreamcast MMO game that also came out on PC or something.
I think 3 was like the big... I don't know. But anyway, I've totally missed out on that. That's something I want to play. Not that I couldn't just go get it on the Pi.
Right.
But
I love
that is something I do want to play.
This mess. So I don't know. I did pre-order it. I'm hoping they change that, or they do 2 SKUs or something. I got to think it just doesn't make any sense why they would do it in Japan and not here. If Japan was a 3-button controller also, then I could say, okay, they're just going to put 3-button games on here. I'm fine with that. I've got every version of Street Fighter I could ever want on my PlayStation. Like, I don't need to go play Special Champion Edition again, but I don't know. Either switch to the 6-button or let us use USB 6-button controllers in there. I'll get one of the retro bits for $20 and just whatever. I don't care.
Right.
Next up, Cyber Shadow was officially unveiled. Coming from Yacht Club, they did not develop it. They were just publishing it. But Sean, I know you were excited for this game.
Yeah. No.
Not a baby. Cyber Shadow, if you haven't seen the trailer yet, I probably won't remember to put it in here, but maybe I will. It looks... Whereas The Messenger is very much clearly inspired by Ninja Gaiden, it's not a Ninja Gaiden game. It makes you think it is at first, and then the twist and all that other stuff. Cyber Shadow, to me, looks like a futuristic... It is Ninja Gaiden in the future.
Yeah. The only thing that... I think by the end of the gameplay, I was more at ease. The way the gameplay trailer started out, it almost looked as though it were like an endless runner kind of thing. I think probably just because of the way that whoever was playing probably made the game
just
and just
moving
knows, so
nonstop.
it's just killing it. But it made it look like it was just an endless runner as opposed to like a nice, fun like platformer action kind of game. But I think by the end of it, once they show boss fights and stuff, you move around like normal and whatever. I don't think it's going to be Shovel Knight good.
No.
But I think it's going to be really good.
I think Yacht Club attaching their name to it, even though they didn't develop it, makes me think this is going to be a pretty darn good game. And it looks fantastic. And the people that I've seen tweeting that have been at PAX and have played it, they all said that have gone hands-on with it, they're like, this game's freaking awesome.
What I like is that they're clearly going for like the retro style. Like it's one of those 8-bit games that could not in a million years
Shovel
actually
Knight.
be on Nintendo. Well, yeah, but Shovel Knight looks more authentic to me. What this kind of reminds me of is
The Messenger.
Axiom Verge.
Oh,
where it's
yeah.
retro style, but still very like pixel dense somehow. Like there's a lot going on, even though it's still
like
very
when you see those
pixelated.
bosses in Axiom Verge.
Right,
Holy
exactly.
crap.
Yeah, it kind of the graphics kind of remind me of Axiom Verge, but I can't wait for this game.
Yep, I'm so pumped. I hope it comes out this year. It feels like it is. It feels like this is like one guy coding it, one guy doing the music, and one guy doing something else for it. Like it's a 3 or 4 man team, and I'm like, man, which Axiom Verge was one guy. Matt Happ,
And this wasn't
team.
like a Kickstarter kind of thing, was it?
I don't think so. I think this has just been his passion project. I'm so excited. I hope it comes out this year because there's not a lot of games right now that I'm looking forward to this year.
Yeah.
Also, I don't really have anything to add here. I know people are excited. To me, I've just never played it other than Tales. Borderlands 3 was officially unveiled with a new trailer. Apparently, the presentation was horrible. Like, everybody was like, I feel so bad for these guys. Like, they had to go, like, Wario tweeted, uh-oh. And you could see, like, they brought up, like, their Windows desktop. And, like, you could see the little window at the bottom. They're like, okay, the thing's not running. You exit out, open it up, open the video file again. It's like, oh, it sucks. It just looks like more Borderlands. I've never gotten into Borderlands. I still need to beat Tales from the Borderlands just because it's a platinum. That'll probably be... Maybe that's what I should do. Because I got through episode 1. I got to do 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I really liked it. The writing's great. It's very funny. Troy Baker's in it. I think Nolan North's in it too. Yeah, I think they're both in it. Have you played 1 or 2? Have you played any of the Borderlands?
I think I owned 1.
Really?
What did that come out on? PS3?
Yeah. It was like
I feel
06 or it was 07, I think.
I think I owned it for some reason. And it was... I never beat it, but I played it a lot, and it's probably... Other than... Well, no, that's not even really a first-person... It's probably the most I've liked a first-person shooter in... I don't know how long. But I think that was... From Borderlands 1 till today, I bet my favorite first-person shooter that I've played is probably Borderlands.
Wow. Okay.
Just because it felt different. Obviously, the art style is different, and it's just...
Yeah, the art style is beautiful.
Yeah.
Isn't it like...
I would be maybe tempted. Now,
I assume this is coming out this year. They didn't release a date yet. There's more info coming in maybe this week. I can't remember. They're going to do a full reveal. This was like a teaser trailer.
If it comes out that Borderlands 3 is more or less multiplayer only with some like pathetic single player thing, then that sucks. But if it's got a legit single player mode to it, I would consider getting it.
I think it will. I think it will.
You know, it's going to have Battle Royale in it. It will.
Yeah. Now, isn't this the type of game? And again, I've just never played Borderlands, so I'm sorry, I'm just dumb here. Kind of like everybody's calling Anthem and Destiny, all these things are looter shooters. Those are multiplayer based. But that this was a looter, like you kill enemies, they drop loot. It's almost like an RPG first person shooter, or am I crazy? I know that you level up your characters, but I know there's loot drops and all this other stuff. I don't know.
I don't remember much specifics about it, but it is, you definitely level up and stuff. It's almost, maybe it's almost more like Fallout kind of. I don't really remember, but I know you get like, it's like open world.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering it correctly, it's fairly open world, and you get like missions to do. Like you go back to your little base area and you talk to somebody. You're like, oh, so-and-so's out here and he's causing problems. And you go out there and you kill him and you probably get experience and you go back and, hey, I killed him. And well, here, why don't you go do that? Instead of just like this mostly linear, just straight progressing through the story, it's more open world, and it doesn't play like a typical first person shooter to me anyway.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm actually more excited about this than I would have thought. I never played Borderlands 2. I assume it was every bit as good as 1 and probably better. But I'm kind of looking forward to this.
All I know is there's a gun that has legs. So that kind of makes me want to play this game. It runs around and it shoots people. It's sentient, I guess. It's freaking awesome. I could make it, never mind. So yeah, Borderlands 3 is coming. More info coming this week. Sean, time for the wrap up. What if I told you that both Games with Gold and PS Plus for April are god-awful?
I don't like that.
Games with Gold, the Xbone is getting the Techromancer and Outlast Second Contact. Xbox 360, which is backwards compatible, of course, with the Xbone, is getting Star Wars Battlefront 2, the first one, and Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2. That's it. So, not excited about anything there. But now remember last month, Sean, when they did, this was the first month where PS Plus was just 2 games. It was just the PS4, and we're like, wow, Modern Warfare Remastered and The Witness. Oh, I do want to try The Witness too. I've got some games I can play. They're old, but I want to play them.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I wanted to play that.
And like, well, that's cool. If they're going to give us titles like this, only 2 games a month, I can deal with. If there's these big, like huge, like Game of the Year contenders and super AAA game like Call of Duty, cool. I'll be down for that. Yeah, that lasted for a month because this month we get The Surge and Conan Exiles.
I don't know anything about those.
Thank you very much. That's my point. So, Sony, come on. Give this guy some free PS Plus games for crying out loud.
Yeah, really.
Stupid. There was a Streets of Rage 4 gameplay teaser that was revealed, and it looks fantastic. There is friendly fire. I know Sean and I are like, dang it.
Could you turn that off in the other ones? I don't remember.
We never tried. There was like 1 player, 2 player A, 2 player B. One of them I think was.
But I feel like we tried them both, and it seemed like
maybe
we kept hitting each other no matter what.
I feel like there will be a no friendly fire option in this, but even if there's not, I mean, it's fun when there is too.
Right. It's not a bad thing.
But I'm so excited for that game. That's got to be coming out this year, I would assume. They revealed it last year, so it's got to be coming out this year. Dreams is officially hitting early access for $29.99 on April 16th. I'm excited to see what people do with this. I'm not going to play this game. There's a Samurai Showdown Neo Geo? What do you say?
What do I say?
Either way, I'm going to be very happy. I just realized something.
Neo Geo? Neo Geo. I think I say Geo.
Oh, like GIF. There's a Samurai Showdown. No, I know. Geo is an actual word.
Yes.
It's coming out fall 2019. So this is Samurai Showdown 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 special. I could see myself maybe picking this up, although I don't know why, because whenever we think about Samurai Showdown 1, we're like, that was not as fun as we remember.
Yeah.
It might be fun to pick it up. I don't know. And Wolfenstein Youngblood is officially coming out July 29th on everything for $29.99. Sean, did you know that it's that time of the podcast?
I did.
Now I got to find one to tell you. Let's see here. Sean.
Wait, time out.
Yes.
Since this is just killing me.
Oh, you got a new case.
Oh, you can't really see it.
Oh,
Look at my cute baby girl. She's so happy. I don't know. It doesn't... What I'm seeing, you can't really see it. But you can see the baby. She's so cute.
I'll try to zoom in.
Oh, yeah, do that.
She is freaking cute.
She's adorable. She's very happy. She's been very happy all day. I like that.
It's good. It's good. Sean.
Yes.
Did you know that originally in Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, the part where Snake, the cutscene where Snake escapes the tanker chapter where he escapes the tanker, that was playable. It wasn't just a cutscene. You were going to have to race out of the tanker with the water chasing after you and all this. So that first trailer of Metal Gear Solid 2, when they first showed it, where he's running away from the water, that was in-game, that was playable. And Kojima they ended up taking it out of the game because they just said it's not fun to play. It'd be better if it was just a cutscene.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That seems like it would be fun.
I think it would be fun. But it looks like it was going to be one of those things where, you know how in some games where it's like you're running towards the camera, like when
the crocodile's chasing you. Yeah.
So, I don't know. Just a quick little did you know, but that was, the footage, if you want to see what it looked like, just go look up Metal Gear Solid 2 E3 trailer. I think it's the one that it was in. That was going to be playable originally.
I feel like it would have had to be... It seems like it would have had to almost be like a hybrid, like quick time events or something. Because there's not a lot of... It's not like you can jump...
Right.
If you're literally just holding the stick to run away from the water...
There's two was still fixed camera, too. You couldn't... there was no subsistence camera yet.
Yeah. I don't think it should have been... I mean, I'm sure they pulled it for a reason. Like you said, it just wasn't fun. But I mean, it could have been cool as like a quick time event, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it probably didn't need it. But yeah, I did not know that.
I just thought that was interesting. I wanted to talk about that. That's it, everybody. This has been episode 130 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. Thank you guys so much for hanging in here with us. Obviously, you can find us at nerd901.com. Oh, speaking of nerd901.com, come back this Friday. Bonus episode, Fatal 4-Way, WrestleMania predictions. We're going to try to keep it under 4 hours. We talk a lot when we get together and talk wrestling. I'm super stoked for it. I'm usually more excited about that than I am the actual pay-per-view. There are some matches on this WrestleMania that I'm like, damn it, I wish I wasn't going to be in Portugal. Not Portugal, Poland. Wrong P. But come back Friday, WrestleMania prediction show. Yeah. What were you going to say?
I don't want to get into the whole thing, but do we think the card's complete?
I sure hope so, because they're up to 14 matches now. They added women's battle royal.
They did?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I figured they... Yeah, I guess it's still the Andre. I'm like, there's a lot of people that don't have matches that should.
They announced the Andre. They announced like 35 people for the Andre. So really? I'm hoping the card is now just done. They got to figure out what's on the kickoff and go from there.
Like, how do you...
14 matches is way too many.
Kevin Owens. And it's like, holy crap, title shot. Great match. He loses, but whatever. And now it's WrestleMania. Yeah, we have nothing for you.
He's just hosting a talk show.
Andre.
I assume he is, yeah.
But like, there's people... Oh, God. Andrade, he doesn't have a match. Just do Kevin Owens versus Andrade for no reason. Just let them...
They should have done a Fatal 4-Way for the U.S.
Yes,
they should have just done those 4 guys again. Run it back. Do it elimination or something.
Like, I don't know. Style. I'm not thrilled about Ray versus Joe.
I'm not. I would have rather seen Ray.
I feel like that's a weird...
Andrade.
Yeah, I don't know. I have some issues with the card, but come back for that.
Yeah. So come back for that on Friday. Obviously, you can find us on Twitter. I'm at Kevin White 24. He's at Real Sean White. Together, we're at 2 Player _co-op. Obviously, like I said at the beginning, make sure if no matter where you're listening to us or watching us, go over to youtube.com/2playercoop and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot. We're right at 800 subs now, striving for 1,000. Thank you guys so much. And you can find us on audio services around the globe, including Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, and other audio services around the globe. It's been a fun episode. It's been episode 130. And we will be back very shortly for episode 131. But until that time, Sean, go ahead, take us out. That's an expensive pen.
Thank you for playing.